All right, guys, it's Jacob on the one up top, and we're bringing you reactions to all the games now. And the first one that I'm going to be talking to with Anthony and Simon is Newcastle, who hosted Aston Villa, and the end result was 1-1. Yeah, boys, thoughts? I'd like to hear from you, Simon. What did you think of the performance?
I thought it's the first game this season where we properly stumped the place out. It was no good, man. There's been games this season where we ain't been at our best, but it's always looked like we were giving it a go. I thought that game we stumped the place out for the first time this season. I think poor performance all round. I think I was probably Ezri Konsa maybe was the only one who come out with a bit of like, yeah, we had a good game. I think other than that, I think it was just a proper damp, wet performance from all of us. Yeah.
Do you think you're probably missing the creativity of Grealish? Obviously, any team in the Premier League would miss a player of Jack Grealish's quality, but do you feel that he just needs to come back before it gets even more draining in terms of performances?
Yeah, to be honest, I've been a bit in denial that we're a one-man team. I thought we've still got a team in us to be like sort of a bang average mid-table team. I thought Jack gives us a team that fights the European spots, but I just don't. We haven't got anyone that I think can unlock a defence really when he's not there. You'd think maybe like I mentioned before, in the build-up one, that Ross Barkley could be key if he comes on and plays well, but you come on, looked out of about 3 challenges in the first couple of minutes he was on. He had the ball away every touch. We just haven't got that quality going forward with that Jack. Even though on paper you think, well, El Ghali's got like 6-7 goals this season. Bertrand's got a goal in him. Watkins is on double figures. But all our play comes through Jack. All of it. But we've got goals, but we ain't got creativity to get us in those positions.
I know what you mean.
At least you've got goal scorers.
Yeah, your injuries are unbelievable. But to be fair, Joel Linton, that's one of the first games I've seen Mings get proper physically bullied. I thought Joel Linton bullied him.
It was when he got into the final third and it's a final ball or it's the shot. I mean, when he went clean through, he was clean through. It was a shot across goal and he passed. And you're like, come on, it's a 40 million player, man. He's played like our 50 games. He scored 3. I think we are 60 games now actually, and scored 3 goals. It's ridiculous.
He probably reminds me of Keenan Davies, who sat on our bench, young lad. He seems to do everything right, build up like that, but in front of goal, couldn't hit a barn door. But hasn't got the confidence to hit a barn door either.
Simon, at least you didn't pay 40 million quid for him, though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's savage on players, though, because it's like, Joe Luton, I doubt he woke up in the morning and asked to be worth 40 million. He must have woke up and thought, maybe I'm 10, 15, and then all of a sudden Newcastle go 40. It must be hard to be a player that, there's players that thrive on that.
For nothing now, does it?
What's that?
I think
Ashley don't spend 40 million for nothing now.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I think you got a Sports Direct shop in Hoffenheim.
I don't know. He did have a good game, to be fair. Like when I was looking at him pressing Tyrone Mings, I said, like, Tyrone Mings is a character that don't really get bullied. He might have when he's playing against your Phil Fodens and Sterlings and that, and there's a little bit of pace and quality, then he might struggle there. But against the big bullies, he normally handles them. And Joe Leaton, no one's really classed him as a bully, and he did everything apart from score a goal in that game. I thought he actually did quite well, but you need to score goals, don't you?
Well, you need more than what was offered. Put it that way, Jacob. You need more than what was offered. I mean, to be honest, I think we picked the wrong side to start with. I agree with Simon. I think Villa were crap as well. I think we were bad. It was a poor game all round, to be honest. The first half was absolutely terrible. I mean, Bruce picked the wrong team. He had Gale on the left wing, like playing split strikers. I know what he's been playing like, but surely you have to put Fraser wide. You have to put Gale. If he wants to play him as a false nine or wants to put him up front. But I mean, when you just seen the starting lineup, you're thinking, come on. And it took till the 80th minute until he made a sub. And I think he was playing for a draw. And I think he's been doing that for the last few games, playing for a draw. I mean, draws aren't good enough for us.
Season, to be fair.
Oh, exactly. It was the start of it. Really was the Sheffield United game. We played for a draw down there, and he made a change. He brought Dummett back after like months out and changed the formation, and we got beat 1-0. I think Billy Sharp scored. Could be wrong, but we got beat 1-0. And since then, it's as though like he thinks it's all right to pick up a point. It was like in the post-match interview, it was like, "Oh, the run that we're on. What run? We've won 2 games in 19." Do you know what I mean? And then
I always get the feeling with Bruce, he'd happily draw 38 games a season and stay up that way.
Oh, Simon, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. But it's like he's happy with it. He was smiling at the final result, and then he was saying, "Oh, we were the better team." Well, maybe we're the better team, but let's not take any bones away. I think we had 3 shots on target. 3 shots on target. I'm sure you had like double that. But I don't think Dubravka was really troubled. Apart from the offside at the end of the game, when it was Watkins that went clean through, and it was offside, wasn't it? But then we had hit the bar before that, but again, I don't think we deserved to win the game. I don't think we did, and it was probably a fair result, a draw. But to be happy with a draw, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And for me to wait until the 80th minute to make substitutions, I mean, you're just asking for trouble then. Because I think when Carroll and Murphy did come on, we caused a few problems then. I mean, Carroll's not the goal scorer, but he did cause a few issues, you know.
And Andy Carroll did well in the lead up to your goal as well, because he chased down that
yes.
of Ollie Watkins. And if he didn't do that, Villa probably take it to the corner and you lose the game. So Andy Carroll...
I don't know how we didn't. It's absolutely farcical that we didn't.
I don't understand why I just don't... I'd be playing Andy Carroll. I'd be starting him every game anyway, while he's fit. When you're getting crosses in the box, there probably is... Well, not probably. There definitely isn't anyone better in the air than Andy Carroll as a striker.
I just think... I think probably... You can probably say that Calvert-Lewin probably is now. Other than that, I mean, don't get us wrong, Calvert-Lewin missed a terrible chance onto the weekend, actually. But Carroll is great in the air, but he's not a goal scorer. You need someone near him who's going to feed off him. Gale can do that, do you know what I mean? But Gale playing wide left, it's not going to work. It isn't. And then when you're seeing play Carroll every week, Bruce's excuse not to play him is that he hasn't had time or he doesn't want to change the system. The professional footballers, why do you not? You don't need time to change the system. It doesn't matter if they're playing 3 at the back, 4 at the back. They're playing 2 up front, 1 up top, 3. I mean, surely you have to try something different if you're not getting results. Do you know? Because you're not getting results. I can understand, Jacob. If you are getting results, you don't want to change it. It's like, don't change your winning formula, don't change your winning team. But we're not winning. Honestly, I'm just getting so worked up about him at the minute. Honestly, he's just ridiculous. The bloke, honestly, I can't even say enough bad words about how bad he is. It's rubbish.
I know what you mean. But I suppose if you're Newcastle, though, it's not the best point, but it's a point. And then you got, correct me if I'm wrong, you got Brighton away next, didn't you?
Well, that's the different. That right, Jacob. That's the differently, isn't it? We've got Brighton away, and it's like, to be honest, I think we had a chance to beat Villa. Like, Grealish was missing, Barkley was on the bench, Traore went off injured. Your creative players, as Simon said, your creative players are getting took away. There was a big chance. Brighton are playing well. They've been playing well all season, but not scoring goals. They've just picked the result up. Can I see us going down there and winning? No, I really can't. Can I see Bruce changing anything tactically to get with a win? No, I don't. And the Brighton manager is great tactically. They play great football. I honestly can't see. I cannot see us getting a win there. And maybe a draw or a push, but we're not going to win that game.
I think won't go there to win either, will he?
Go on, Karen, sorry.
So he won't go there to win. He'll just part the bus.
No.
But the thing is, Roy Hodgson did that though, down at Brighton, nicked the win, didn't they? But they just can't get the ball in the net, Brighton. But yeah, so I wouldn't rule a win out, because you know what's always happens with Bruce? When his job's on the line, when it's like, well, if he loses, he's got to go. Pick the result out. And you almost like want to go, oh, I wish we lost. Almost get to that, yeah.
It's similar to what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was doing. Do you remember at United? I think it was last season.
Yes.
United fans are just like, they wanted him out, and then they'll be like, right, if he loses that game, Pochettino's going to come in, and then he'd dig out 2-3 results, and then push back into the top 4, and then it'd just be back to normal.
The problem is, Jacob, I've been wanting Newcastle to get beat for 18 months since Bruce was appointed. So when's it going to change?
Oh man, you sound like all Villa fans when we had Steve Bruce.
He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible.
But I wouldn't be surprised if I was Steve Bruce, I'd stick Andy Carroll up top. You know why? Because Brighton, even though they've got a few big players, they concede quite a lot of goals from corners.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if you stick, if you keep getting corners and you have someone like Matt Ritchie whipping in 3 or 4 corners, just like the way Southampton, you know, when Ward Prowse swings the ball in for Vestergaard, you're always thinking there's going to be a goal. So I think if you did the same and sat in, you could get a result. But you know, Bruce, you probably ain't going to do it.
Well, the thing is, though, Jacob, you see him, Richie, they've obviously had a massive fallout because he called Bruce a coward, didn't he? So that's Richie's not even getting anywhere in the other team. And to be honest, he should be playing left back. As I said earlier on the previous podcast, he's the best crosser we've got. We should go 4-4-2. I know it sounds dinosaur, and it really does, but go 4-4-2, put Fraser wide, put Murphy wide, play 2 in the middle, Shelby, get him out of the team. His best attribute is his passing range, and sadly, for the past 10, 12 games, his passing range has been shocking. So get Willett, get Hayden in the middle, and then put Carroll and Gale up front, you know what I mean? And just actually have a go, because if we're going to go down, you may as well have a chance, and you may as well have a shot at it and chance your arm, rather than going in places trying to pick up a draw, and then it comes to the end of the season and you're thinking, one of them draws turned into a win might have stepped up. Do you know what I mean?
And it looks like it's going to be fine margins there. You've got yourselves, Brighton, Fulham. Somehow Southampton are dragging themselves into it. Like if they don't get
a win, top of the league at one point, weren't they?
Yeah, they were top of the league. I remember. It's crazy.
It wasn't that long ago, was it? It was like just before Christmas. Top of the league.
I remember that. They were my favourite team to watch at one point, along with Leicester, and then they I don't know what happened. I think it's injuries, to be fair. They ain't got Danny Ings, but
I've got really bad injuries. The way Steve Bruce will tell you that Newcastle have got really bad injuries, and that's why we're crap. But bearing in mind, we've had them 3 players that have been injured in the team early on the season, and we're still crap then. So that's not an excuse.
Yeah, he's just waffling. He is. If I go to Villa, then anyway, so probably not the draw you wanted, but at least you came out of there. You know, Agent Clark done you a little bit of a favour there, didn't he? You know, getting a.
Yeah.
But, if you're going to look forward, your next game is Tottenham, isn't
it? Yeah.
Mate. So you're home. From what I know, Grealish is back. So,
in theory, Dino's been saying it every week that Grealish is back next week. He likes to keep the opposition manager guessing, but at the same time, pissing all Villa fans off because we go.
We should just watch fantasy football and check the coaching staff.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
But if Jack's back, obviously that's a big boost. But I think if Jack ain't back, we'll be on for a bit of a holding off you guys. I think. Yeah.
Don't behave yourself. Did you see us yesterday?
Okay. You obviously. Well, I'm telling you now, we stink the place out at the minute without Jack. So
if you've got Jack against Matt Doherty, you might as well start celebrating now.
But we've got so we haven't gone this many games without a win this season so far. So I think
how many has it been now?
Reaction. I think this would be 3 games without a win. If we lose to you, we ain't done that whole season.
That's good going though.
It's been great.
Like you said on the last podcast, that if you're Villa, you'd be happy to take 10th, 11th, 12th. Now, if you're finishing in them positions, you would have had that in
before the season. Before the season. But when at one point we were sort of, and I say by one point, I mean probably the start of this month. It was if we won out.
You're pushing Europe, weren't you?
Yeah, if we beat Sheffield United and Newcastle, we'd be on 6 points more, and I think we'd be 5th. And that's the frustrating. It's them fine margins, and it's like if I think we're only 2 points on Liverpool with a game in hand. So now we're in the season. You go, well, hang on, let's not throw it away, because I mean we could lose every game from now to the end of the season. Still, have had a better season than last year. We're on more points tally already and all that. But you want to finish as strong as you can once the season gets started. I think
Grealish has been injured at the wrong time as well, though, Simon.
Definitely, yeah.
It happened, to be fair, the season before, in our promotion season. He got injured, came back. That's when he got given the captaincy on his comeback game. We went on the club record 10-game winning streak when he came back. Inspired us to a 10-game winning streak, but we technically a bit special to that. But I think
would you see he's world class now, Simon?
Personally, I would, yeah, but I've been saying that for years. But I think he's when I think of I was probably in my prime of watching Villa was like the Dwight York was like the big player that at Villa, so when I first properly got into Villa. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone as good as him in a Villa shirt. And it's a big statement.
I think he's
Paul McGrath and all that.
When you first came up, I was talking to my mates up here, and I was saying this kid is something special. When you started seeing him week in, week out, because when you're in the Championship, and I know we were there, you didn't get to see as much. But now the exposure that he's got, and you just look at him, he just glides across the pitch, and he just makes things happen, and it forces his way into that England side as well. When the players that they've got around him, and he's his first name on the team sheet on me now. I mean, he's tremendous. And to be honest, I know you want to hear this, but if you put him in a Man City, if you put him in a Liverpool for something like that, the kid will just lose class. He does, because at the minute you're putting two men on him all the time. But if you go to a Man City or someone like that, and they can't do that, and he just gets more time and more space again. But he is top notch, man.
He's top.
Also, a definition of world class is you can get into any team. Like there isn't a team that you couldn't get in. And I think if you're at that level where you could get into any team in the world, you're world class for me. I think he's in that.
Yeah.
You can get to a Barcelona or Real Madrid, and I think improve it.
You know what's a mad question? I'll ask you a question, Sire, because I was talking to my mate who supports Aston Villa, and I said, right, I agree with you with Jack Grealish, but it's like, of course, I'd take him at Tottenham, but it's like when you look at, let's say, the top 6 or 7 clubs, so to speak, we include, so you'd have Arsenal, United, Chelsea, the top 6 basically. If Grealish is going to be classed as a left-sided winger, yeah, which team in the top 6 take Grealish and play him in that position?
That's right. He's only there on paper.
Oh, isn't it? Because it's a stupid question, because he gets into those sides, and
in
you should
reality,
be able to put him in as a number 10, but he don't take Sterling. Does Tottenham replace him with Son? I don't think so. Aubameyang, Arsenal. Who else?
Yes.
I think? Chelsea maybe. I think not even maybe. I think Chelsea will go in there and they'll fill that void for Hazard by bringing him in on the left-hand side.
But in reality, he goes to Spurs, plays number 10, doesn't he?
That's it. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. You stick him in.
Any good Arsenal?
Because on paper he plays out wide on the left, sort of when you're looking at the team sheet and they've laid everyone out. But really, just got a free roll anywhere there behind the striker.
Yeah, he'll pop up anywhere. And when he's chasing,
would he get in the Liverpool?
Oh, sorry.
Would he get in the Liverpool side in the middle three? That's where he could play there, couldn't he? So in the three midfielders, Grealish gets in there for me. I would say. I
think with Grealish, what he's good at, is it no matter who he's playing against, he can play against Man City, and I've seen him draw in 3 players, and all he does is just gets the ball and plays it simple, and he just took 3 people out of the game because people are so worried about if he starts dribbling. But then just by him standing there, he's taking people out of the game.
He either gets the pass out or the foul from them positions.
That's what I'm saying.
He gets surrounded, and he either gets kicked or he pops a pass off.
And he's been great by England. We forget that he's been great by England as well, hasn't he? When he's been playing by England now, he's been fantastic as well. Man of the match, I think, in the last 2 games, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
You think he gets in the England team? Because in my England team, he definitely does. Like, I like Marcus Rashford, and I do like Sterling, but I think Sterling can do a job on the right, Sterling on the left, Harry Kane, and then whether you want to do a midfield 3 or a 2, them 3 should be the 3 up front.
So like Grealish left, Kane up top, Sterling right, and then you could pick your Mounts, your Fodens, and all them to play in that middle role.
Yeah, do whatever you want, but them 3 got to go in the team. Simple as that.
Well, for me, you play 4-2-3-1, and then you can play 4 of them up top. So you can play Grealish one side, maybe Sterling behind Kane, Rashford on the right, on the right. Do you know what I mean? You could
that adventurous, that's fair.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, Southgate would. Foden gets in there for me as well, to be honest.
You'll be getting an extra centre half in, boys. That's what I'm saying. It'll be like Stones, Michael Keane, and
Stuart Pearce.
You know what I mean? Solid back 3. But anyway, boys, so we've all got a match next weekend. So it'd be me and you doing a preview for Arsenal Tottenham, obviously. I'll get you a slot in as well for Brighton Newcastle. You'll probably be in a couple of days, so enjoy a couple of days, man. Enjoy all the Champions League football and Europa League football, whatever you want to watch. And we'll probably catch up on Thursday, something like that. We'll have another good chat, boys.
Yeah,
no problem. See you later. Have a good one.
I'll post this
all
up.
The best, boys.
You about 8-9 o'clock. You'll go on there again. All right.
No problem. Cheers, mate.
All the best, guys.
See you later.